A few years ago, a patient came to me with a supplement bottle. She had been taking this for months. The label looked professional and the company seemed trustworthy. Yet when I asked one simple question, everything changed. Who did the independent testing? She looked at the bottle. The company had tested it. That was it. That moment taught me something to remember. And it's why I'm here sharing this with you. I'm Dr. Nalani Valentine, and for over 50 years in holistic health, I've learned that protecting your health starts with so many simple things. And yet, knowing who verified what you're taking is something most of us don't think about. Today, we are talking about NSF certification, what it is, why it matters, and how to use it to make smarter choices. So let's start with the truth. After decades of working in holistic health and wellness, I've learned that functional nutrition is the bridge between what people eat and what their bodies actually need. I always say there's a difference between what you eat and what you should eat. Everybody knows about that gap. There is another one, though, that most of us don't think about, and that is the gap between what you eat and what you actually get from what you eat. We call that bioavailability. For 18 years, I've focused on one specific form of functional nutrition, whole food concentrates. Dehydrated fruits, vegetables, and berries concentrated into capsules and powders. Real food, nothing synthetic, nothing isolated. And I've evaluated hundreds of supplemental brands, certifications, and claims. I've watched the industry evolve. I've seen companies rise on hype and fall on hidden failures. And I've learned something else non-negotiable. Where certification comes from matters more than what any company says about itself. You know, this reminds me of when I taught children how to read labels, and adults sometimes get to be reminded too. Never, and I mean never, go by what's on the front of the label. They can make all kinds of claims. Go by what's in the back, what's actually on the back label. That's going to tell you the truth. And sometimes what's not there will tell you even more. This video exists because I care about your health. And I want you to have what I've built my practice on: clarity, integrity, and real protection. So let's dig in. We know there are thousands of supplement companies out there, thousands. Many of them make claims about purity, potency, and safety, but claims aren't the same as proof. And when you pick up a bottle that says it's, quote, certified or tested, you might assume that all certifications are created equal. They're not even close. Some certifications cost less than $500, and others cost $10,000 or more annually because they involve independent third-party testing and ongoing audits. Guess which one actually protects you? Let me break this down because it matters. Third-party certification means a company does not test their own products. An independent lab does. An independent auditor verifies their manufacturing, and results cannot be purchased or manipulated. Let me say that again. Results cannot be purchased or manipulated. That's NSF. That's integrity. Here's the real risk you face as a consumer. You could be taking a supplement that claims to be pure, potent, and safe, but if that claim is backed by the company's own testing, you have no way of knowing if it's true You're trusting their word, and in this industry, that word can be worth very little. I've seen it happen. A customer comes in excited about a new product. The bottle looks professional and the label is beautiful. The claims sound amazing. But when I ask, who tested this? The answer is either vague or it's the company themselves. That's a red flag every time. Here's the truth. Companies profit from selling you supplements, period. They do not profit from telling you their product failed testing. So if their own lab is doing the testing, ask yourself this question. Is that actually independent verification, or is it marketing dressed up as science? Before we go deeper into NSF, let's talk about what functional nutrition actually is, because it matters. Functional nutrition at its core is real food in concentrated form. We're talking about whole fruits, whole vegetables, whole berries, and in our case, even including the skin and the seeds, where much of the nutrition is. If you ate an apple, your body recognizes it as food. It knows what to do with it. It digests it, absorbs the nutrients, and uses what it needs. Now, imagine you can take that apple, dehydrate it, concentrate it, and put it in a capsule. That's functional nutrition. The difference between functional nutrition and a synthetic supplement is extremely important. A synthetic vitamin is isolated. It's one nutrient pulled out of its natural context, manufactured in a lab, and your body has to figure out what to do with it. Functional nutrition is different. It's the whole plant. All the compounds that naturally exist in that fruit or vegetable working together the way nature intended. When you take functional nutrition, your body recognizes it. It's real food. Your digestive system knows how to process it. But here's the catch, and this is important. You have to know the source is clean. If you don't, then what is everything else going to be predicated on, right? You have to know the processing preserved the nutrients and didn't kill it. And you get to know that someone independent verified all of this. And that's where NSF comes in. NSF International has been around since 1944. That's 80 years of history. They set the standards for public health and safety. When a functional nutrition product carries NSF certification, here's exactly what it means. First, independent testing. NSF doesn't profit from whether your supplement passes or fails. They're not trying to make a sale. Their job is to verify. They test for contaminants like heavy metal, bacteria, and mold, and so many others. They verify potency. Does it actually contain what the label says that it contains? They check for purity. Are there undisclosed ingredients hiding in there? Allergens? Fillers? This is rigorous testing, not a checkbox. Real science. Second, manufacturing audits. NSF inspects the facility where functional nutrition is made twice a year, every year. They check equipment, protocols, staff training, everything. They show up unannounced. They verify that every batch is made the same way with the same standards every single time. If a company cuts corners, NSF will find it. Third, ongoing accountability. Companies don't get NSF certified once and then disappear. NSF monitors batch testing. If something changes, if quality slips, if a batch fails, NSF knows. They're watching. This is continuous oversight. And here's the thing. If a company fails one batch, that batch does not get certified, and it doesn't go to market. The company has to figure out what went wrong, and they have to fix it. That's accountability. Fourth, your recourse. If an NSF certified product fails, NSF backs it. You have that protection. The company can't hide behind a paid-for certification. There's accountability on both sides. The company is accountable to NSF, and NSF is accountable to you. This matters because your health is not negotiable, and you deserve to know what you're putting into your body. Not guessing. Okay, so let's look at other certifications that you'll see because it's important to understand how they compare to NSF. CL stands for Consumer Lab. It's a third-party testing company, and it's reputable. It's better than nothing. But it's not the same as NSF because the Consumer Lab tests products after they're manufactured. NSF tests the products and audits the manufacturing process. Big difference. DS is the Dietary Supplement Verification Program. Again, third party, and again, better than nothing. But the scope is narrower than NSF. They test for what's on the label and for contaminants. NSF does all that plus the manufacturing oversight. GMP stands for Good Manufacturing Practices. This is important to understand. GMP is not a certification. It is a standard that companies can claim to follow, but there's no independent verification. A company can say they follow GMP and nobody's checking. That's why I don't rely on GMP alone. USP is the United States Pharmacopoeia. This is solid. USP has been around since 1820. They're respected. But like Consumer Labs and DS, they test the final product. They don't have the same manufacturing oversight that NSF does. OTC stands for over-the-counter, which just means it's a supplement, not a prescription drug. And that's not a certification at all. It's a category. Here's the hierarchy as I see it. At the top, NSF certification, independent testing, manufacturing audits, ongoing oversight, third-party verification. Below that, Consumer Lab, USP, Dietary Supplement Verification, all three are reputable. All involve third-party testing with a narrower scope, though, than NSF. And below that, GMP claims. They're not verified by anyone. And below that, company claims with no third-party oversight whatsoever. This is why I recommend NSF, not because the others are bad, but because NSF gives you the most comprehensive protection, and that's the key word, protection. I hear this question all the time. Can't companies just pay for a certification to make their results look good? The short answer, not with NSF. Here's why. NSF certification isn't a rubber stamp you can buy. It's a standard you have to meet. If your product fails testing, you don't get certified. You can't buy your way past an independent lab. The lab doesn't care about your marketing budget or your timeline. Companies that try to game the system don't pursue NSF. They pursue cheaper certifications or they avoid third-party testing altogether. And that's how you know the difference. Think about it this way. If a company had something to hide, would they invest in NSF and invite NSF to inspect their facility twice a year? Would they submit their products to independent testing where results can't be manipulated? Would they agree to ongoing batch monitoring? No, they wouldn't. A company that pursues NSF certification is saying something very specific. We are confident in our process. We are confident in our product. And we want independent verification to prove it. That's the opposite of hiding something. With functional nutrition from companies that are NSF certified, we've been certified for years because we don't cut corners. Our formulas are designed to pass rigorous standards, and we choose NSF because we want you to have that same confidence that I have. We're not guessing. We know. Let me give you a real example of why this matters. A few years ago, a client came to me concerned about a supplement that she'd been taking. The label said it contained a specific herb at a certain potency. The company had tested it themselves and confirmed it, but she wanted my opinion. I asked her one question. Who did the independent testing? She looked at the bottle. The company had tested it, and that was it. So I encouraged her to reach out to the company and ask about third-party verification. The company got defensive. They said their testing was thorough and reliable, but they wouldn't submit to NSF certification or any independent verification. So either the product wasn't as clean as they claimed, or the company had something to hide. Either way, it wasn't worth the risk. She switched to functional nutrition that was NSF certified. 3 months later, she felt better. She had more energy, and she had peace of mind, knowing that what she was taking had been independently verified. That's the difference NSF makes. It's not just about the product, it's about trust. So what do you do when you're standing in a store or scrolling online looking at functional nutrition options? Here's my step-by-step guide. Step 1, look for NSF certification. It's on the label, or at least on their website. If it's not there, ask why. A company that's proud of their purity will shout it from the rooftops. They can't point you to NSF certification? That's your signal to keep looking. Step 2, understand the difference between certifications. We talked about this: CL, DS, GMP, USP, and OTC. Those all mean something different. NSF is the gold standard because it includes manufacturing oversight and ongoing accountability, not just testing the final product. Step 3, don't assume all certifications are equal. A certification you've never heard of? Read up on it. How long have they been around? Do they do independent testing? Or do they rely on the company's own labs? Who funds them? How rigorous is their process? These questions matter. Step 4, ask questions. Real companies want to answer them. If a brand gets defensive when you ask about testing or certification, or if they give you a runaround, if they avoid the question, that's telling you something, and your skepticism is your best tool. I always say, honor your instincts. Step 5, check the ingredients. Does the label list every ingredient? Or do they hide behind something called a proprietary blend? If they won't tell you what's in it, that's a red flag. Step 6, read up on the company. How long have they been around? Do they have a track record? What do real customers say? Google reviews and Facebook comments and testimonials. See what people actually experience, and remember this: you deserve clarity. You deserve to know what you're putting in your body. Here's something I think about all the time as a holistic health practitioner. Functional nutrition isn't just about nutrition. It's about trust. It's about knowing that someone somewhere cared enough about your health to verify what they're selling you. When you take functional nutrition with NSF certification, you're not just taking a product, you are participating in a system of accountability. You're saying, I trust this because it's been independently verified. That matters for your body, and that matters for your mind, that matters for your peace of mind. In a world where there's so much conflicting health information, where companies make wild claims, where marketing overrides truth, NSF certification is a lighthouse. It's something you can trust. And that's why I'm here for you. That's why I've built my practice on NSF certified functional nutrition, not because it's the cheapest option. It's not. Not because it's the easiest to find. It's not. And certainly not because they've paid me, because they have not. It's because it's the most protective, period. It's the most trustworthy. It's the most aligned with my core belief. Your health comes first. And this is why I'm here for you. For more than 50 years in holistic health and wellness, and 18 years focused on functional nutrition with NSF certification, I've recommended only products I'd use for my own family, and that means NSF. That means transparency. That means your health comes first. Have I said it enough? If you have questions about what you're taking, if you're curious about why NSF matters for your specific health goals, or if you're wondering which functional nutrition products you can actually trust, reach out. I'm here to help you make informed choices. And if this video helped clarify things for you, please share it with someone you care about. Someone you know is standing in that store right now, confused about what to buy. They need to know this too. And even worse, someone you know is on social media and even on Amazon trying to get a discount on a supplement. They're confused about what to buy. They also need to know this information. If this video answered a question you've been asking or cleared up confusion about what you're actually taking, that matters. But here's the thing. Functional nutrition is just one piece of the puzzle. This channel is built around 5 foundations of real health: how you think, how you drink, how you eat, how you sleep, and how you move. Today was about one, yet they're all connected. If you want content that goes deeper into these 5 areas, and that actually help you to prepare your life and your health for the unexpected, as it did for me, hit subscribe for real information, no fluff, just what actually protects your health. And like this video if it resonated with you. Let's keep building together.